Hello,
Holy
everyone.
fuck. Holy fuck. Holy fuck, dude.
It's a long story.
Yeah, it's not even worth telling, is it?
Well, here's the thing. We're going daily for a long time, but we both have like shitloads of shit just happening all at once, and it made it very difficult to go daily. We're trying.
So we got a Friday show out of it. Yeah,
We got a Friday show, which is the best show.
we went
to be
so
fair.
good, dude. Yeah.
If you're gonna show up for any show, you're gonna show up for the Friday show. That's the show to show up for.
Yeah.
Ryan,
Yeah,
on the Friday show today, we're going to talk about Alex Jones. We're going to speak of Prince Harry, Obama. I got 2 clips, and Keir Starmer's digital ID. And maybe we'll get into a Friday clip. I don't know. Friday used to be the fun show, but since there was so much stuff, we had to catch up on the stuff we didn't get. So, Ryan, what would you like to start with?
Alex Jones, Dave. Clearly Alex Jones, Dave.
Excellent, Ryan. Tremendous choice. The reason Alex Jones is in the news, Ryan, not that he's ever not in the news. U.S. Supreme Court has rejected Alex Jones' appeal of $1.4 billion Sandy Hook judgment. They won't even hear it. By reject the appeal, they're not even gonna listen.
What was the statute of rejection of appeal? That it's fucking cruel and unusual punishment to make somebody pay the GDP of a fucking country? Is that what I'm supposed to believe? Free speech is equivalent to $1.3 billion.
Let's see. Let's get some more information on this, Ryan. Let's see. I'd be curious. I'd be curious why they don't even hear it out.
Dude, we're getting into very dangerous territory, David. I don't know if you can smell it in the air.
The U.S. Supreme Court, Ryan, rejected Alex Jones' appeal on October 15th, 2025, upholding a $1.4 billion defamation judgment against him, stemming from his false claims of the 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, which was a hoax staged by crisis actors. This ruling came without oral arguments, without requesting a response from the victims' families, and without any written explanation from the justices. Standard procedure for the court when denying a review. It deems unworthy or further consideration. So, Alex Jones claims and lawsuits. Jones, the InfoWars host, repeatedly promoted the conspiracy theory upon his platform on 2012 onward, leading to harassment, death threats, and emotional trauma for the families of 26 victims, 20 children and 6 adults. 15 families and FBI agents who responded to the shooting sued him for defamation and intentional infliction of emotional distress in Connecticut. Let's see. Let's get into why the SCOTUS rejected the appeal. The court did not elaborate, but the denial aligns with its discretionary review process. It hears only about 1% to 2% of petitions, around 80 cases per term out of 7,000 plus filings, and prioritizes those raising novel constitutional questions, circuit splits, or national importance.
Dude, the fucking judge that gave him that journey said he's not allowed to plead the Fifth Amendment.
They told him he couldn't use freedom of speech.
It's a violation of civil liberty. Dude, how's it not cruel and unusual punishment? Do you know how they got that figure too? He told Rogan. They did the figure because they looked at the sales that he had around that time, and they were saying that he was capitalizing on the tragedy. So then they just like did some shitty ass arithmetic loosely here, people obviously, and they basically just was like, yeah, if you made $10 million that year, times it by 10 years, you should have $100 million, shit like that. And then they're like, they shit out a number, which they knew he couldn't pay. They said that. They said, we're bankrupting you, basically, for free speech. I don't give a fuck. Conspiracy theories are covered under free speech. Redress of my grievance is covered under free speech. It's protected.
But Ryan,
it's actually
of course,
one of the few things that they're supposed to fucking do.
But Ryan, this led to harassments, death threats, and emotional trauma, Ryan.
Give a fuck. Donald Trump got shot at. Charlie Kirk got murdered in front of me. Are we going to sue that guy for fucking traumatizing a nation? Is that the solution? That guy traumatized all those kids at that shooting, so can we sue the fucking shooter? Can I sue CNN for traumatizing me to see Trump almost get shot in the fucking face? What are we talking about? What about all the shit they've said about people? CNN can't get sued for defamation. Now, I know Trump did go after them. We talked about this. It's a slippery slope, loosely here. But then again, when you think about it, what really set the precedent to go after people for harassment and journalism and everything else? Was it Donald Trump going after the media, or was it the media when they went after Alex Jones 5 years ago? Hillary Clinton said he had a dark heart. And Alex Jones had the Dark Heart special back then. He was selling all of his T-shirts at like half off.
Well, hold on. Check this out, because I think this is relevant. We were going to get into two Barack Obama clips, but I think the clips are relevant now that we're talking about this. And again, it's two separate clips, but we can certainly break them down one by one here. But I think this really does fall in line nicely.
Yeah, we don't want kangaroo courts and trumped up charges. That's what happens in other places that we used to scold for doing that. We want like our court system and our justice department.
You pause it.
To be and our FBI to be just playing things straight and looking at the facts and not meddling in politics the way we've seen later.
You murdered children, American citizens, without due process with a drone strike in Yemen or something, whatever the fuck it was. War criminal. Barack Obama's a war criminal. He's going to stand up there and talk and preach. He actually signed the declaration of some of these FEMA camp executives that will allow you to drone strike American citizens without due process. I don't know how Obama is the vestige of like this Democrat. Like, are we under the inclination that the last time we had democracy was Barack Obama? Is that what I'm inherently to believe? Because the 2016 election was illegitimate because Russia's interference, right? And then Joe Biden was a walking corpse for 6 years. And then we got the gold guy back in there, the golden toad. So supposedly we haven't had a legitimate democracy since circa 2017, 2016.
It's very surreal to hear somebody like Barack Obama describing it as a kangaroo court when we're looking at the lawfare against Trump. What we were just talking about with Alex Jones.
He targeted Christian groups. He targeted the Tea Party. Barack Obama sent the Attorney General. The fuck was that guy's name? The Fast and Furious scandal was wrapped up. Eric Gardner, or am I mixing?
That sounds right. It
was the Fast and Furious scheme when they sold guns to Mexicans and they came and killed fucking Department of Homeland Security operations or Border Patrol agents, whatever it was. Like, that's the thing. Some people, like, you talk to some people, they've only been politically awake since the Trump administration. And it's like, we're talking about corruption. What about the corruption before? What about the corruption before Donald Trump? The reason Trump was elected was because of the fucking corruption to begin with.
But Ryan, they don't want kings. No kings, Ryan.
We have king. We don't have kings. We have elites. Same thing, different title, David, clearly, like a landlord. There's stockholders in our dude, politicians are fucking, they're apps. They're trading apps. That's all the fucking congressman is they're fucking Robinhood. That's all they are. They're trading apps. Those people are there to grow their wealth. No King's Day. We have open communists running in this country. When communism killed 300,000 people, 3 million, 30 million, all over the fucking place. I got to get preached to by democracy about a guy that murdered American citizens with a fucking drone strike without fucking congressional approval, due process, anything. Barack Obama targeted Tea Party groups. He weaponized the fucking system against his opponents. He got caught. It's fact. He spied on Trump.
That was the thing that woke up Tucker Carlson. Tucker's words.
Fact. fucking fact. Democracy, though, right? You guys forget about it because he's black, right? That's what I'm supposed to believe? Fuck, get a tranny black in there. I'll never be able to criticize a government official again. Well, I mean, David, I do have the right for that, but maybe I'll just get sued for $1.5 billion fucking dollars. Because I said some shit like, I don't know, maybe you guys should all hang because you violated all the Nuremberg laws. I'm also just watching you shred the Constitution in real fucking time. But I'm supposed to act as if that's completely fine, even though your only job is to uphold the Constitution as a congressman, not for fucking foreign interests or your own.
This is like a whole segment. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but there's just to give a gist here because this is just one more. Just add this to the list, Ryan.
The Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, releasing a bombshell report today that shows a conspiracy by a sitting president, Barack Obama, and his intel agencies to sabotage the president-elect, Donald Trump, brainwash the electorate, and undermine the legitimacy of an election.
That sounds pretty serious.
Most safe and secure election ever. So safe and secure, the fucking post office had to get involved.
Now this was all tied to the Russia collusion hoax, right? Which is a hoax. It's always been a hoax. It was always called a hoax by people like us.
Dave, do you remember when we went to the inauguration? There was people with the signs of him getting pissed on.
Mm-hmm.
I walked up to those people. I was like, "You really believe that?" Oh yeah. Oh, okay. But Michelle's not a man. You don't believe that one though?
It's fine. It's fine. Pick and choose. I get it. Listen. I'll pick and choose too. But like, man, have what backed that up? Like that's what's really important. Like if you really believe that, why did you believe that? I think is an important question.
Well, it ties into the same thing. We're seeing now about how they talked about the algorithm, right? This was another thing during that same election cycle that we're describing, 2016, 2015. There was no algorithm control. Or if there was, they were very loose with it, David, right? Because after all that, that's when Facebook and all these people started enabling you to block people and see their posts less and everything. I remember the day after the election, I had people that I knew from when I lived in Cleveland, Ohio. They were actually people that I knew. They were minority people. They were like, man, all you white people picking this guy. And it's like, how would you not do that? She blocked me. It's like, I remember this. I don't have goldfish brain, people. Dave and I have been ripping politics apart for a while now. I streamed in 2016. I remember listening to Democratic National Convention, and all they were was identity politics. I haven't heard shit about identity politics since Obama left because that's when it really ride. But it was so tribal. The Obama administration was the definition of tribalism at a political level. And then it just got exacerbated by the Trump administrations, followed by Biden. That's how we got here. And now we're what? Death to democracy, right? New York Post, death to democracy. Even though Barack Obama said he had a pen and a phone, he doesn't need the electorate. He said that. I got a pen and a phone. I could just sign executive action. And he did. And he would brag about shit that he got done, but it was just tyrannical order. He signed executive action. And he's a constitutional lawyer. He literally went to school for constitutional law. He knows exactly what he's fucking doing.
No kings,
to
Ryan.
a T.
No kings.
To a T. No kings, but you can make unilateral decisions on 400 million fucking people. Sounds like royalty to me, David, doesn't it?
Let's not get carried away with this constitutional lawyer talk, Ryan. He only went to, what, Harvard?
Only Harvard.
It's not a good school, is it?
Fucking super. That guy's super intelligent. Barack Obama is not an idiot. You don't think that that's like a polished persona? You ever hear about some of the shit that guy did in college? He's not a nice person.
But what was it referred to? The Chun Gang or some shit where they were fucking just rolling around, fucking smoking blunts, doing lines of coke.
Well, look, go have your fun. I don't give a fuck. Just admit it. I don't care if my president's a cokehead or on fucking speed. I don't give a fuck. Just admit it. I just want honesty. Even the people of Rome knew that Nero was up to some fucked up shit.
Where'd the coke come at the White House, Ryan?
I don't know. It's just, real busy area. All those cameras there, we'll never find them. That was so crazy, dude. That cocaine story is nuts.
What didn't they say they just lost interest and they stopped looking into it or something?
Yeah, they did. They didn't know. It's just we don't know who did it. It's hard to track with all them cameras right there by this really busy situation. It's literally outside the situation room, like the room where situations happen in. I guess maybe they just need to be focused, David. All coked out, fucking 5-star generals.
What if it's a gun? What if someone left a gun there? Would they have been interested? A bomb. How about a bomb? Would they have been able to find the guy who did it?
Oh, a bomb's a felony, David. A gun is just the Second Amendment, so clearly it's worse.
Big bag of cocaine. No one knows where it came from. Nah, there's a lot of people.
Big bag of fucking fish scale coke, dude. Nobody knows where it's at.
Dude, the January 6th people, they were picking people out like from like across the country that were on camera for like 4 seconds, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, I know exactly who that person is, exactly where they live, exactly how to find them. We're going to put them in court, hold them forever without trial, and then when they go to trial, they're not going to get a fair trial." We knew all that. We had no idea where the bag of coke came from. In the White House, inside of the White House.
Kind of sounds like when there's a plane crash at the Pentagon, but there's no recording of it, David.
Oh, well, the camera didn't really get a good picture of it. There's no
gas station across the street.
A picture or a video of the Pentagon lawn being hit with a plane. It was a whole like an entire plane. Not a drone fell out and like, oh, we can't find the propeller. The whole plane.
Also crazy that a plane hit that building and it only did that amount of damage, but a plane hit the Twin Towers and it collapsed 3 buildings.
Well, the Pentagon's like a ranch style house, Ryan. It's not very tall.
Oh, it's closer to the ground, so it can take the impact better.
So it's not as top heavy.
Yeah, you know what's funny is the people that don't build buildings are gonna look at me with a straight face. Oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. It was the momentum of the airplane that knocked the building out. Really? Because it didn't fall down right a fuck away.
It probably had a lot of momentum.
The momentum. David, the momentum after the plane blew up melted the steel beam 6 hours later and caused 3 buildings to fall.
Well, it was
fucking out of your mind.
There was a lot of momentum, though.
Fucking out of your mind. People are organized, top-level echelon criminals. Yeah, kangaroo courts. Pen and phone? Literally, the pen and phone president is going to talk about kangaroo courts is fucking hilarious. That guy targeted Christian, Republican, political parties. Fact.
With what? Like the IRS, Ryan?
The fucking IRS. He went after your money. That's weird. Why are they going to Alex Jones for $1.5 billion, David? Why don't they just throw him in jail? Because they know they don't have the fucking civil case. They can't jail Alex Jones on using his free speech. So they have to get him with this arbitrary bullshit, which is emotional distress. Not that it's not distressful. I'm not downplaying that. But we trump up the charge because that's the only way you could violate people's civil liberties is you have to get them with a fucking non-victimless crime. Me talking on the internet does not hurt your feelings. I don't give a fuck. Kathy Hochul, you can get me for what was the thing? The guy that Rand Paul talked about it. It was the dude. I don't know if it was a guy that bullied his girlfriend or the girlfriend bullied the guy into killing themselves. And then they charged the other.
Yeah, I've heard the story.
Yeah, they charged the other one with help, like assisted murder. The person went to jail. Rand Paul was like,
fucking crazy.
Yeah, Rand Paul was like, yo, dude, I don't know if you want to do this. Like, you're just basically saying if I say something and somebody does something with it, that I'm held liable as a crime.
Listen, I'm not saying this person. I'm not saying if you bully somebody into the point where they commit suicide, I'm not saying you're a good person by any stretch of the imagination, but you're sure as fuck not a criminal and you're not implicit in a crime.
No, I don't think he did anything wrong at all.
That's crazy.
That's kind of like blaming a guy on the other side of the road for me hitting somebody in a car accident and killing them.
Let's back up real quick because you talked about going after the money.
Yeah, they got to get you on the money. It's the only thing.
Here in India, I think it's 1 billion people have digital ID. It's been taken up on a voluntary basis in huge numbers.
Voluntary.
Not least because it means that you can access your own money, make payments so much more easily than is available with others. So I think now we need to go out and make that case of the huge benefits that this will bring. There needs to be a national debate about it. And I think that the more people see the benefits that come with this, the more, as has happened in other countries, people say, that will make my life easier.
I fucking hate these people. This guy should be fucking hung and beat in public. I don't care. This guy is literally bulldozing you towards global tyranny to monitor and trace you with every fucking penny. You're tied to a social credit score and my fucking Instagram so that I can't get a job in the continental United States. You're bragging about forcing people to get a digital ID because it's convenient to get their money. In India, one of the poorest nations on fucking earth, David. I'm sorry. It's actually not that bad. I think it's like in the top 12 economies in the globe. But Alex Jones has to pay more money than the fucking GDP of India, coincidentally. This is crazy. Digital ID, it's been so embraced. It makes it so people can access their money. No shit, people are going to do it to access their money. You probably sold it as like the only way to get it. Because if not, David, I mean, you could get a check. It would just take 12 to 14 business days. And maybe if there's what if the check's wrong? Or you could just sign up and scan the QR code. Hey, here's this iPhone that tracks your fucking heart rate so we know how mad you are about your government. All of this data points, people, this is what you guys haven't put together yet. All this biohacking shit and all these metrics they have, the only reason they want to track all that shit is so that they know when you're pissed off about what they're doing in your fucking life. So that they can get you and say, look it, his levels are elevated. This matches a psychopath or something. And then they can nab you for psychopathy, which doesn't exist. Let's be honest, people. It doesn't exist. There's psychos. There's yeah, sure. But we're talking broad. You're going to just broad brush everybody psycho or fucking unstable or all this shit. I'm fucking mad as fuck. I'm mad as fuck. And not to mention, David, Global ID is literally a global citizens database. And you're just steamrolling. This asshole should be tried in public and hung for treason in every fucking regard by military tribunals. It's in there. We have the authority to do this. We cannot just allow this. But there's not going to be a public debate because you're not even going to give people the platform. Or maybe if you give that guy the platform, you'll just fucking shoot him in the neck. His magical strong neck, David, that just protected all the people behind. That bitch killed that motherfucker. His wife killed him. I believe it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Nick Fuentes dropped a bomb. They're all linked to Palantir. All of them. Nick Fuentes got dropped on Spotify, David, earlier in the week. He hit number 1 on Spotify in one day, outpaced Joe Rogan. Now, I know this is like, the initial bump, right? But then they pulled him the next day. $100 million. I can't have that. What, because of anti-Semites? But you can persecute Republicans and Christians and white males and people that are dominant. You're going to persecute me for my beliefs and my imagination. You're going to throw me in jail for my imagination and my knowledge of political history because what you're doing is tyrannical. It is. You are a tyrant. You deserve to hang. I don't know why people aren't saying this. I'm not calling for violence, David. I'm calling for the due process of the law that I have every right to see. I have the right to redress my grievance. I have the right to address my government. I have a right to revolution. Don't tell me I don't. I'm tired of thinking that. I'm tired of being the crazy one. I'm not crazy. I've seen political violence. I've seen all this stuff. I've seen you manipulate people. I've seen you lie to me about plastic in the fucking water giving you cancer. I've seen you lie about genetically modified organisms in my food changing the human genome. I've caught you. I've recorded you. I have screenshots. I built a database to prove that these people are trying to murder you and your family and make you global slaves because they hate the middle class. But I have to fucking wait. Alex Jones is the canary in the coal mine. 1.5 billion, what are they going to do to me? I don't have any money. They'll just kill me? They'll just jail me forever and rape me? Hang them. Hang it. You guys deserve to be hung. You do. You do. You've committed treason at the highest level. That asshole in England fucking imploded his economy with immigrants. 1,600% increase in immigrants. That's an invasion. You have allowed your country to be fucking invaded. We had the video of the girls with knives trying to tell migrants to get fucked, and they were trying to go after the kids. 14-year-old girl or whatever it was. People have had a fucking enough.
No kings, Ryan.
People have had enough. No kings. You're right. No kings. I just have elitism. That's what's crazy, too. People don't even know what that means. People don't even know how royalty fucking works. People don't even know why you have a last name.
It's just symbolic, Ryan.
Not everybody should vote. Change my fucking mind. And then what? I got to listen to women? Women vote you into tyranny, boys. I don't know if you know that. It's the way it works. It's like a personality thing. It's a fucking... We're built... men and women... One of the worst things they ever did in the last 10 years was say that men and women are the exact same. I know why they did that. We understand that now. But now that we're on the other side of it, everybody that's 18, 20 years old, they've been told their whole life that you're the exact same thing as a person that gets their period. And we're not. We all knew that, but we're all like, okay. And we all just fucking pussyfooted around. And now here we are. We have grown-ass adults trained and realize that they're just like everybody. No, you're not. And also, for the record, David, I'll say this again. I know humans are a lot alike, but nobody is the same thing. We're literally all genetically different. I'm not a clump of cells. Nobody even has my fingerprints, David. How can you say I'm a clump of cells?
Let's kick back.
I'm not a human being.
Let's kick back to that point about women voting you into tyranny. I think that's interesting because I think there's a biological reason for that, Ryan. I think men, and when I say men, I don't mean
cucks.
Anyone who happens to be male. I mean men, like high T men, will never, ever, ever, ever vote to trade freedom for security.
Women naturally vote liberal and communism, David, as well, because they are naturally wanting provisioning and security. And the only thing that can provision and security you more than a good man is a super big government.
It's a big giant military that just fucking runs around and does whatever it wants because it's got a big giant military. Feel pretty
Did you hear
secure.
Trump say he doesn't want to fuck around with the United States, Venezuela, or whatever it was? Because he doesn't want to fuck around with the United States? Jordan Peterson talks about this. They did personality tests. He took the big 5 personality traits and overlaid it on people's political opinions. And women, 89, whatever the percentage is, women, like 9 out of 10 women go liberal because they like security, because women have been raped and murdered their entire existence by men. I'm not blaming their programming. I'm just saying like how we got here. And this is the thing. They told us we're the same. We believe different shit. We literally fundamentally see the world different. Men see the world like objects. We look at objects. How is that the same as a woman? You know, all I hear from women is how they feel. You know that? When you talk to a guy, a lot of times I think. Women, I feel like we should go here. I think we should go here for dinner. I feel like we should go here for dinner. Those are 2 different worldviews. And we're trying to sync up like we're the same. Yeah, you guys are the same. Well, she's feeling and I'm thinking. How are those the same processes? Now, granted, David, the divine is very divine because the idea is that you're supposed to complement each other. But the problem is we don't even know how to complement each other because nobody's put time into themselves to know who you fucking are. Or you traumatize me. Or you're traumatized through childhood. Or you got drug problems.
Well, or societally, you were pitted against each other.
Yeah, well, I mean, women were told forever that men is the reason they're kept down. Yeah, how much propaganda did it take for women to go to work? I want you to ask yourself that. How much money was spent to make women not want to be mothers and raise children? Because they seen Marilyn Monroe sucking off JFK?
You know what's actually crazy?
And they wanted to be her.
Is the fact
the movie
that
stars were the Instagram of the day. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
No. But the fact they could pull that off tells me that they can do anything.
They make boys cut their dicks off and say they're girls.
But this was like the original example of that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the example.
Like, of course, transgenderism is possible because they were able to make mothers not want to be mothers. You know how crazy that is?
I seen a video today of a girl dropping her daughter, 7-year-old daughter, off at school, and after that, she gave her up for adoption. She's going to drop her off at school and go live her life, and the adopted parents are going to pick the kid up after school. 7 years old.
That's what?
Put the video on the fucking internet. She says she's going to sell her house, buy an RV, and go travel the world and live my amazing life.
What? Dude, 7?
Dropping the kid off at school. Imagine getting dropped off and never seeing your mom again.
Holy fuck.
That's the world we live in.
Oh, hold on. First of all, the second, actually, back up. Let's go before the second the child is born. You have a biological attachment to that child immediately. Like, from conception, literally.
Supposed to.
But especially once it's born. But especially 7 years later. Like, the bond continues to grow stronger.
Unless she's a shitty person, a shitty mom, and never cared.
Well, of course. That's the point.
I mean, women throughout history have left their kids to starve and die in nature. Like, I'm not standing here saying that all women have this unbelievable, naturally nurturing. It's just like saying that all the men are going to be agreeable and fucking share their resources. It's not happening. Some guys are just going to keep their money and fuck everybody. That's just the way it works. Some guys are just not going to get married. That's just the fucking way it works. But I'm not going to think that women don't have a dark shadow. Just if men are capable of war and rape and pillage, women are also capable of that same extent. And the rape and pillage that they were doing was probably while men were out waging war against each other, they were at the house. They were building society or whatever, maintaining the internal connections between all the neighborhoods. There's got to be war and rape in there somehow, David. It may not be 1-to-1 as the way men do it, but look at how ravenous women competition is. Honestly, some of the best sports I've ever seen in high school was women's sports. Not because it was like crazy plays, but because you could really tell the girls fucking hate each other. Women, I think, generally hate each other. Men developed respect so that we didn't hate each other. That's what I think. I genuinely believe that. Men respect each other. That's why we compete. That's why there's honor. And that's why there was even chivalry and dignity in war. Like the Crusades, you don't hit them when they're down. Now, I know this is a very small example, but I mean, chivalry and honor was made by man so that we could not have to fight each other every time you cut me off on the highway. Women didn't develop that. You know, women had to develop, it's called backbiting. They sabotage you. She's a slut. She cheated on her husband. She was talking to another guy. That's all it took was a dumb blonde with big tits and blue eyes and red lipstick to suck off JFK, and you gave up your fucking families. That's all it took. Because you want to live like a man? You know what's crazy, Dave? Most men aren't even good at being men or even want to be men.
Alex Jones got sued 1.4, 1.5 billion, whatever it was, for like emotional stress or trauma or whatever. What is the lawsuit then of like the damage done to the world from what we're talking about right now?
What, raping everybody their civil liberties, making us global slaves and global civilians?
Yeah, you think that's worse than talking
having
about
a social credit score? I'm spied on it all. Imagine being spied on if I had cameras in my house, in my bathrooms and everything, be like, this guy's fucking whack. The government can do it and that's fine. You steal my likeness. We're entering AI. You take all my data. I built the fucking AI. I asked ChatGPT. It told me. The thing can't keep up with me. You know that 1% of people that are going to outpower AI? That's me. They need me. And you're stealing my likeness, and then you're going to replace me with it. No. You guys are all going to lose your job and get UBI. Go enjoy it. I'm unplugging everything. I am unplugging that robot, dude. You think I'm going to sit by and let global government take over the fucking world? You're out of your mind. Imagine Hitler with smartphones. That's where we're going. They've been telling me I'm a clump of cells and they got to get rid of carbon. I'm a carbon-based molecule. What, I got to wait for the history to catch up to? David, I told you World War III's been going on for 5 fucking years.
You got to wait for the facts, Ryan.
I got to wait for a history book to be written 20 years after they collaborate all the evidence. Get the fuck. I'm a historian. I've documented history from my perspective every day for years at this point. You people, once again, Dave, you and I can't have a fair fucking trial. I can't even get a lawyer. A lawyer wouldn't even take my case. Or what, I'm supposed to take legal representation? If you can't afford one, we'll get one for you. I don't know, you didn't fucking bribe the fucking lawyer to fuck me over. I'll show up to court with ChatGPT as my lawyer, thank you very much. I'm going to consort my counsel, my ChatGPT that has all the fucking databases of all the law books ever written. I don't need a lawyer. I can't have a fair trial, and you're not going to put me in a confinement of a system that's dated. Why am I going to the court system when I have the court system in my phone? And if you're telling me that's not if it's good enough for a global ID, it's good enough for me to use it as a lawyer. If my phone can be used to get me paychecks from the government, I can use it in a law room as my lawyer. Right? I'm just saying, David. If it's good enough for India and 1 billion people to get their paycheck and to track me, and I need this stuff for banking and buying things, if it's good enough for that, I think I can use ChatGPT and a lawyer, David. I don't think I have legal representation right here. I read all the law books. It can pass the bar exam. ChatGPT proved it. ChatGPT passed the bar exam, which most lawyers don't really, it's hard. A lot of lawyers don't make it, I guess. My phone did. I can't have a fair trial. And we're all expecting us to get treated like regular civilians. You made Alex Jones pay $1.5 billion. I'm a nobody. I don't run a company that makes money. What are you going to do to us? Just fucking bleed me out of the system? I can't get a job with a social credit score? And you don't think you just think I'm going to lay down and let the government kill me and starve me? Serious question. What's going to happen to the people that don't accept these systems? You're going to make us criminals? You're going to force me to be a criminal to just live? Or are you going to leave me a little gulag like you did the Jews? Little fucking ghetto that you leave all the people, all those people that didn't want to follow the global ID initiative, right? You're going to put us in a fucking reservation like the Indians. Happy Columbus Day, everybody.
Right.
I can't get free. I'll never have a fair trial, and I'm done acting like we're going to get one. They shot Charlie Kirk. That shit was planned. I swear to God. I'm sorry, Dave. I've been seeing shit with the Candace Owens release. I'm not saying I'm dying on Candace Owens here. I'm not falling on her sword like she is, but I love Candace. We've talked about her, but the truth has its day, dude. And whoever pissed off Candace Owens to just go full fucking crazy, the devil approached her, I'm telling you.
Ryan, Eve posted this in our group. On October 17th, 2025, Prince Andrew announced that he is voluntarily giving up his use of royal titles, including his dukedom of York, following discussions with his brother, King Charles III. The decision comes amid renewed scrutiny over his past associations with Jeffrey Epstein and other scandals, which he says are distracting from the monarchy's work. He will continue to be addressed simply
as
as
ceremonial monarchy, David. Ceremonial.
Yeah, of course, it's all symbolism, of course.
I thought there was no Jeffrey Epstein list, David.
Well, it's not a list, Ryan. I mean, Pam Bondi, apparently Attorney General, of course, said it was on her desk, and now she denies that she ever said it was on her desk. I guess
we have it on camera.
Well, that's the beautiful thing of not living in 1943, Pam Bondi. You said it in front of people on camera. It's recorded.
Is she just gonna say that's AI generation? Is that the new cop out?
Imagine the balls it takes to gaslight when you're on camera is crazy. Like, just to be clear, Pam, was this you saying it? Like I have it. Like, this is the clip. It's posted on my X, and here's us breaking it down on Rumble in YouTube. And you're saying you didn't say it? I'm just curious. I just want to be sure. I just want to be sure we're clear about this.
This is a cuckerman. Hang him. Hey, get the military, get the tribunal. We're going to have fucking chefs on military vessels be 5-star generals by the time we're done here.
Epstein scandal. Andrew's friendship with the late financier and convicted sex offender Jeff Epstein had plagued him since 2010. Virginia Giuffre, who is now dead, accused him of sexually abusing her 3 times in 2001 when she was 17. Of course, he denies the allegations vigorously, Ryan.
She took her own life, did she not?
Yes.
And that was the dad. She was the smoking gun. She was the only one that they could ever directly link it back. She was the most, right? Am I thinking the correct
I don't know if she was the only one, but she was certainly one of the first ones to come out. She was the biggest. She was definitely the biggest name in the case.
Yeah, no. Yeah, there's one that she's basically riding the fulcrum on. Like,
yeah.
And the father came out and said she did not kill herself.
Of course she didn't. No, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, Pat McAfee did in prison, David. So I mean,
just like that open AI engineer who definitely cut his own cameras to the building, in the elevator, in the hallway to his door, definitely broke into the door, definitely ransacked his own apartment, definitely shot himself and then walked around multiple rooms, shot himself execution style and walked around multiple rooms, definitely ordered Chinese food before he shot himself execution style and walked around multiple rooms, definitely had plans of doing future interviews and going out to different places with friends and going on big trips and vacations. Definitely
no suicide note.
Definitely beat himself and had a struggle before he shot himself execution style, before he walked through all the rooms. Definitely all this. It definitely put a random wig in the room that wasn't his. Definitely all those things. And I'm sure Virginia Giuffre also definitely killed herself. I'm sure that Russian scientist who was found dead with 2 stab wounds in the
bag around his head,
strangled to death, or whatever the fuck it was.
I'm
sure that guy definitely. There's no way people who even can remotely think critically believe this shit.
David, I've been juggling in my brain actually about what happens when they go drag me in front of a court if I ever get down there. And I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to allow a judge to talk. Like, I got to level with you. Because if you think I'm going to sit here about formalities, madam, and there's all this stuff, like, you guys are harbinging global pedophiles. You told me I was a clump of cells. I have to I'm going to get butt fucked by Tyrone? Fine. Like, kill me. Like, I don't care, dude. You guys are fucking tyrants. You're fucking underage kids. We caught you fucking underage kids. And then you're going to tell me it didn't happen. When the devil runs the world, David, everything's upside down. I will never kill myself, David. I am not suicidal. Even though they tried locking me up, David.
Well, that was like the literally that was it. The BBC interviewed Prince Andrew, and the one girl, I think it was a girl on BBC, and God bless her, she did a good job, at least this one particular time. She's like, well, do you know who Virginia Giuffre is? He's like, no, I never heard of her. And she's like, okay, well, here's a picture of you with her. And he's like, no, I don't know who that is. That's not even me. It's like, what? Like, these people are dead to rights, and they're literally gaslighting. Like, again, Pam Bondi on camera saying files are on the desk. Now she's saying, I never said that. But
political Stockholm syndrome is a fucking episode. It's like the 4th episode we ever did when we used to name these fucking things. Political Stockholm syndrome. I'm not waiting for a fucking psychologist like Jordan Peterson to invent the term. I did it for you. It's there. It's a puckerment. They've been fucking us for years.
Well, we also watch them fuck others, Ryan. That's assuming what the
literally fucking your fucking underage kids is crazy. It's crazy, and we all know it. Diddy beat the shit out of a woman on camera, and he's allowed out of jail.
Well, the worst thing he did was transport a prostitute, right?
Yeah, I've never transported prostitutes either, David. Just girlfriends.
So, yes, you've transported prostitutes.
Well, there's a fair exchange, David. She gets dinner, and I get
That's prostitution. That's the definition of prostitution. It's just instead of giving her money directly, you give her things that you bought with money. Can we stop splitting
it's
hairs?
just called dating. It's called dating. It's
Can we please stop splitting hairs in society? Can we please? You took her to dinner so she'd fuck you. You took her to dinner. You spent money on it. But instead of giving her the money directly, you bought her the food and she fucked. Like that is the definition of prostitution.
OnlyFans is prostitution. OnlyFans is prostitution.
100%.
I thought prostitution is not legal in the United States.
And
Dave.
by the way, I 100% think prostitution should be legal. Just for the record, it's just consensual exchange between adults. I want to fuck you, and I'm going to give you money. Why is that illegal? I'm not saying it's morally good. I'm not saying you should do it. Just like porn, like I don't think guys should do porn, but porn should be legal. I mean, like
the only thing I would worry about would be STDs ravaging through society because fucking brothels weren't.
Yeah, but honestly, if I almost think like if everything was legal and if it was ran like legitimate establishments instead of backroom secret societies, I think it would be way safer.
So what do I got to do? I got to get a membership to the whorehouse. I got to draw my blood to make sure I'm clean first.
Costco. It's Costco.
And then I can come in. I get a monthly subscription to smash everybody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yo, could you imagine if we were all just going in and out fucking the same 20 girls, dude? Guys are so gross. Yo, Patrice O'Neal had a bit about this, Dave. Maybe we'll pull it up one time. But he talks about prostitution in Brazil. And he always goes on about he's dead. He passed away now, but he was super funny.
Patrice O'Neal. Why do I not remember this?
Yeah, he was one of the first few guys to like really break down dating dynamics in like such a way that like not only it was funny, but it was so true you couldn't deny it, which is what made it even funnier. But he said he's like, Brazil was a different place. I understood women there because he's like, they have prostitution there. So he's like, you'd spend the night with the girl, you'd spend the day with her and shit. And he's like, and then you're out in public the next day, and the girl you just did all that shit with was out there with another guy. And it just was nothing. It just wasn't shit. They all just played their position. And he's like, and you come back here, and these women got all these egos and shit. He's like, you're just getting bedded down. I worked with a guy that just called women paycheck extractors, and it was like kind of like a fun. Now, granted, he had a lot of ex-wives and baby mamas and child support, so like, that's a typical response for people in that predicament. But like, if you really think about it, look at Bonnie Blue, dude. They're doing a documentary about her fucking 1,000 guys. That takes no skill. It literally takes no skill.
Wait, they're doing a documentary about that?
Yes, David, they have to make whores popular so that they can sabotage our daughters.
Ugh.
They don't want celibacy. The devil does not like celibacy, David.
That's actually gross. Like, they're really doing a documentary about that.
Dude, that girl wants to have kids, David. Chris Williamson had her on the podcast, and he asked her, what would you do about children and et cetera like that? And she's like, well, I would talk to them. And it's like, could you imagine you're being a son of a porn star, David?
Hold on. What in the actual fuck is this? This is exactly what I'm talking about. It says I'm a paleontologist with a PhD. Come talk to Dino Mommy. Can we stop? People see what the problem with this is, right?
Yeah, she's got no bra on her and nipples are hard.
No, that's not
Right?
what's wrong with it. That's the only thing that's right with it, Ryan.
Honestly, the only thing I saw was her tits. I didn't even see the dinosaur behind her. Kidding, David. I'm just objectifying her because she's a whore with a PhD. And probably wants to fuck a dinosaur cock, you know? Also, the mommy thing, I'm not judging. No kink shaming here, David. But how come men get shamed for having girls call them daddy, but girls want to be called mommy? Oh, that's gross.
Can I say this? Can I say
You're
this?
gonna call
It doesn't work. It doesn't work the other way around, to be honest with you. Daddy works. Mommy doesn't work.
Little mama works, dude.
I don't actually think I can explain why. I just feel that, Ryan.
I don't know if I would call a girl mommy, but I've definitely done the mama.
I absolutely would not. That is fucking weird.
I make girls moms, dude. Like, what do you want?
You know why it doesn't work?
To...
Actually, I can't explain why this doesn't work. This doesn't work because women like older men. Men do not like older women. That's exactly why it doesn't work.
And to double down on that, boys, fuck 20-year-olds as long as you can, dude. Fuck them. Just fuck them. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Get a sports car. Fuck the 20-year-olds, boys. Enjoy it. If you're not locked down, boys, just enjoy it. We're going to be getting this for a couple years here.
Did you see the this is really minor. This doesn't really matter, but it made me laugh. What the fuck's that? What the fuck's that stuff called? I gotta try to look this up again. What is it? Water? It's just fucking water, but it has some crazy ass fucking name. Liquid Death. So,
oh yeah, Tim Pool was roasting them, right?
Have you seen this? This is hilarious.
I seen his tweet that he put on Instagram, and short of that,
Oh, it's amazing. So Liquid Death said something about not using plastic to save the environment, but they actually do use plastic. They use plastic inside of their cans for some fucking reason. And Tim's like, this is ridiculous. This is all fucking. You're just trying to make it look like you care about the environment. He's like, why wouldn't you just use glass bottles? So Tim Pool, just to be a dick, he said in 2 hours, which, to be honest with you, I could believe you could do a lot of stuff in 2 hours. Put your mind to it. Sourced everything, a glass company, the where the water is going to come from, a bottling plant. He's like, dude, he's like, in 2 hours, I just created a whole business model that uses no plastic. Like, can we stop pretending we give a fuck about the environment?
Jake Paul, I just seen Jake Paul bragging about he prime surpassed Gatorade for electrolyte drink. And I seen it was on Threads or something. Yeah,
or
yeah.
in a scientific thing, like it's
No, in sales. He outsold Gatorade.
Well, that's impressive as fuck, but okay.
Very, very impressive, and fuck Gatorade. Buy the element packets, baby. I don't have any here. Buy the salt packets, dude. Fuck those sugar electrolytes. I'm fucking I've been going to the gym drinking those, dude. I don't even sweat when I work out, boys. Like, get the LMNT element packets. It's just fucking unbelievable. It's a different taste. But anyways, he was bragging about how we make all these plastic, but this is the plastic and it's all renewable. And all it is a Ponzi scheme for him to just keep amplifying his money. He does not give a fuck about energy. He doesn't give a fuck about the bottle. I know, they say it and they feel good and he doesn't understand. But quit playing. America's a Ponzi scheme. Everybody's getting rich off the top and robbing from the bottom. It's never been more apparent than right now. The 80s and the 90s, we had the illusion. We had the illusion that it wasn't slavery. We had an illusion about the rat race. And then we had movies and books like Fight Club and The Matrix. And we had all the heroic tales of the 2000s when we were coming up of mythological stories or Braveheart or Robin Hood and Troy. We have all these, The Patriot. They don't make movies like that. They don't make Lethal Weapons. They're not making fucking Rockies. They're not making Rambos. They're not look at that. Pop culture is indicative of culture. But now, Dave and I have said, they use it the other way. They influence culture with the pop culture. They make their own culture because they've killed God. They've killed the family. They've killed, they've killed small business. They've killed the American dream. So now we just got the synthetic AI. Robots are here.
Well, I think that they clearly figured out that the culture is the most important driving force in nature. It's more important than politics or news or any of that.
It's more important than biology because the culture will allow the biology to thrive, dive, or change. Right? If we're talking epigenetic here, like if I don't have a society, you can't even be secure enough to have your genes even altered or change the expression of them. Man, this was a fast hour, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm just going through to see if there's anything anything else before we get out of here. Anything quick? Any last? What is?
I seen a chart, David, about the amount of users of ChatGPT, and they compared it to the internet over time, right? So on the what would that be? Is it XY? Right, x-axis is horizontal, y is standing up. The y-axis would be amount of users, and the x was time over years. And it showed the internet from the 90s, and it was like a real like gradual graph. And then it showed ChatGPT, and in like the 5 years that it's been out, it has way more users than the internet. And they were trying to project, I know this is just like a guess basically, but they're trying to project and show you that the amount of people using AI is outpacing the amount of people that were using the internet, meaning that you will be replaced. Like businesses are using these AI systems to replace us actively, and they're telling you they're not going to do it.
I will tell you, we use multiple AI systems at work where I'm at already.
Yeah, and what they're saying is basically the AI is not going to replace like a top performing executive or a top performing service person, but what it will do will be allow that one service guy to get, instead of having 5 mediocre employees, they will get replaced by AI. People that aren't the top performers, like if you're not the top 20% of performings in the world, you are replaced.
Guaranteed.
So you better be masterclass. And not only do you have to be masterclass at one thing, you have to be specialized in many fields where we're going. Because artificial intelligence is the encompassing of all collective knowledge. So for you as a person to interact with these machines and the society that they're bringing, you have to be well-versed in almost everything. And David, let's be honest, our school system, our education system, they told us to specialize and pick one thing. We will see the rise of the polymaths. We will see the rise of the Renaissance men again. And they will be far and few in between, but they will be the driving force. And I believe artists as well, David, like real artists, like this shit like this will be the catalyst that changes things. Because as we go forward, as AI explodes, individualism will go down. Because people aren't going to know how to be themselves. They're not going to be comfortable. The machines will judge you. And if you have balls of steel and you don't care about getting judged or stand out in front of crowds, you'll be a celebrity of all of humanity. Because we're going to have 9 billion people and 899,999 million are all going to be the same. You know what I mean? There's going to be like, everybody's going to dress the same, look the same, talk the same, say the same words, except for those people that are their own clump of cells and took their own identity. And then that will be the brand. Going forward, corporations are now people, right, David? We've talked about this, followers. Dave, I asked ChatGPT how I can LLC my life. You know, and I framed it from like as if I was like an Instagram influencer. Mm-hmm. Right? If I go out to eat and I record me eating the food, can I use that as a write-off for my Wallace Wayne Enterprise Entertainment LLC? Sure, I mean, it's content creation. You certainly can, David. I wonder why so many people are taking pictures of their food. Because now it's content for their business. So that $100 steak dinner write-off. Corporations will die. Brands will be replaced by people. Individuals are now the new corporations. You are looking at a corporation. I am. Once I plan to do this in some regard, David. We need to LLC our lives, people. It's the only way to protect yourself from what's coming. And if they do give you UBI, take the UBI and then pour it into becoming, like, invest in yourself. I mean, Dave, you've known me long enough, Dave. I'm a way different person than when we first met, but you literally have seen me, like, learn all this shit on the internet, implement it in my real life. You know, I know you've done it too, but it's just like, I am literally a product of what I'm describing. You know, and I got lucky genetically in some ways too. Some people are more lucky than others. That's fine. I know my place. But, like, I'm not abusing my gifts. You know, I'm giving what God gave. Play with the gifts that God's gave you. And we're not. I was talking to a 20-year-old kid at work. He shows up late every day. You know, he can't talk and work. He, like, stops working. I was like, dude, a 34-year-old should not be out working 20-year-olds. Like, I know the shit that you need to learn. You know, like, I actually, like, you should want to be in my position, and you're not. Why would I show you anything? You can't even talk and work. But nobody taught these kids how to work. Nobody taught the young ones because they were just told we're all the same and you're going to get taken care of or whatever the fuck it was. I don't know what they told 19-year-olds, but they failed. The kids I'm meeting the system failed them because they're all like, any young person's like that. Now, Dave, maybe we were the same way and I'm just, ego's getting the best of me here. But I remember very specifically, David, one time that I worked 13 days in a row and I flagged 150 hours at the dealership. And right after that, they had to change the pay scale for that position because I made too much money at the business.
Oh, that's funny. They did that when I was detailing there.
Yeah, that's when auction cars went from 4 hours to 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's weird. Because I made more money than a manager.
Can't have that.
And I only made $8 an hour, David. I made $8 an hour and outpaced a manager. And that was before, David. You remember when they would just walk around with a stack of checks?
Mm-hmm.
They'd flip through them. Shortly after all that, I was like, you got to put that in I actually started asking for my check in an envelope, David. Do you remember? I used to get my check in an envelope. I was the only one because I was sick of them looking at my pay. Like, it's none of your fucking business how much money I make. The only person that's important is the top guy in the office. That medium manager, I don't think that's your position to worry about how much money I make or how much my take-home pay is, at least. That's a payroll thing, right? But that's what I mean. Like, this is what if you're not changing the systems at your job because you're such a good worker, Tesla's going to replace your ass with a robot. And I keep hearing they're going to replace plumbers and electricians. If you think a bunch of union electricians are going to let robots come onto a job site and not get fucked with, you are out of your fucking mind. If you think a union plumber, a union iron worker, any skilled trade, you think they're going to allow a robot to do their job? Now, you might get it on the big jobs, right? Like the stadium. But I actually told my coworkers this past week, I think the future of working is you'll have one person that's super highly skilled. You're also going to have to learn how to maintenance robots. But you're going to basically our coworkers will be robots. We're going to watch them do all, like, basically a manager at McDonald's, right, is going to have all robot workers, robot drive-through, robot fryer, robot cheeseburger, robot kiosks, and all they do is oversee everything to make it's done correctly. That will be the future of work. You're not even going to have coworkers. They'll just be fucking robots. That way, instead of employing 15 people at one restaurant, you can employ one person at 15 restaurants. No? Nobody? You don't think that's a possibility? Or do I have to wait for that, David, right? I have to wait 3 years for that to be a thing. And then by then I'm going to hear people be like, I'm broke. I can't afford my bills. Be like, asshole, I told you 4 years ago, the machines are here. LLC your life. Start posting on the internet. Make a podcast. No, we're the crazy ones. I'm watching global government get shoved down my throat. I'm going to have to scan my fucking face to walk in a continental United States before I die. But I'm the crazy one. I don't know, dude. It's interesting. It doesn't surprise me that Alex Jones got shot down. Not one bit. Because if the Supreme Court were to take up that case, it would admit that the entire system is illegitimate and nothing more than a Ponzi scheme. Because what you basically did is bankrupted all of our civil liberties when you cast that judgment of $1.4 billion. Elon Musk made, how much did he buy Twitter for?
$40 billion, something like that.
Okay. So $40 billion was to save free speech, and they buried it with $1.5 billion with Alex Jones. Because all Elon did was privatize his free speech. The reason you want solar panels on your house, people, is not to save money or to be green. It's to privatize your electricity so that you're not paying the price of everybody else's electricity in your neighborhood. That's why your rates are going up. Everybody's using more electricity.
So Keir Starmer can't shut you off because your digital ID, credit report came back and your social score wasn't very good.
That thing's connected to the internet. And if you got a smart meter on your house, they know that you have solar and they can turn it off through the grid still. 100%. When we actually tap into your system, we go on it's called the line side tap, which means it's the power coming into your electrical panel. So the solar gets clamped on before, it's in your panel, so it's after your meter. You understand? So like anything that gets backfed, when you overconsume, when you overproduce the electricity, whatever's not used in your house goes back to the grid. And it basically takes your meter. Your meter rolls one way when you use it. It rolls the other way when you put it back on the grid, basically. I'm loosely explaining this. But they'll know. It's probably why they want us all electric, right?
Then I need the black market guy who hooks it up differently.
I do know a guy that knows a couple things. I just seen today, Charlemagne the God put it on his story, dude. It ties into the AI things. He said, I've been telling you black motherfuckers for years to go to trade school. He's like, we need plumbers, HVAC, and electricians. The only thing's not... They said that the amount of jobs and the amount of things that are going to need to be built in the next 10 years, there's $3 trillion in contracts coming, or 30 trillion, whatever the fuck it is. It's an ass load of money. And you know what? Everybody's got a McDonald's education. That's it. No, I want to work remote. All right, dude, go work remote. You're going to need a remote, all right, because you're going to be fucking operating a robot. Yeah, I don't know. What else do you say? Look, I'm going to say it again for the 8 millionth time. I'm not crazy. Don't call crisis services on me because I don't appreciate it. I think people out there, they masquerade, say they want the best for you, then they do nothing but manipulation, David. That's the government. That's your family. That's your ex-girlfriends. You can call the people you want. You can try to get me behind bars. You can say I'm crazy. You can call me political dissident. You can say that I'm calling for assassination. Do what thou will. Because I'll tell you something. Dave and Ryan are a force of nature, and we're here on Rumble. Dave Ryan, December 1773. Catch me and Dave on Rumble for the greatest podcast in human history as we save humanity, David. We are saving humanity. I will unbankrupt Alex Jones. I swear on my life. Alex, I will save you. Even if you are long dead, I will hold the torch for the legacy, I guess, David. At this point, I got nothing else to bury. So, Dave Ryan, December 1773. Catch us on Rumble. As always, David, I appreciate you the most, and I will see everybody when I see. I'm not going to put a date on it. I think Dave and I got it figured out this week coming up, but
get a rope said you're mildly crazy.
Yeah, I've watched the government lie to me for 30 years of my life. Like if you don't have some kind of trauma psychosis to known fucking liars and pedophiles, we live with vampires. They're vampires. They're sucking us dry. Nah, you're just crazy. I see the fucking writing on the wall. I had a line, Dave, and then I'll get out of here. The writing was on the wall. We just couldn't read its dialect. So I'll keep trying to scrub the blood off, Dave. I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Ron.
Mildly crazy is funny. I'm from Buffalo, where we have mild wings, so I guess it's fitting, David. Just mildly crazy.
Then I would be hotly crazy.
Hotly crazy. All right, dude. I'll see you. Thanks. Thanks.